Hello fellow Helldivers, Thornton here, and it's been pretty exciting the last month for the game. We got the brand new FRV vehicle, which is super fun. There's also talk about tanks and even maybe motorcycles coming in from Helldivers 1. But the most interesting one was some stuff found by Iron Sights, which seems to indicate, well, flying vehicles might be here sooner than we think, or at least a super Earth bomber and some other cool stuff. We're gonna go over all of that, but without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. Johan Pilstedt, the former CEO and now creative director, actually asked about giving us the best Eagle stratagem ideas, and someone actually said a heavy bomber carpet bomb with a high cooldown would be sweet. Fighter jet dropping in like 3 autonomous mini mechs that move around and help fight would be neat. Fighter jet dropping a bomb that opens up and does a high powered 360 laser spin like Iron Man and Iron Man 2. And Pilstedt actually said yes, and then showed a super Earth bomber, which looks completely done and modeled and going to be coming into the game in the very near future. In fact, this has been found in the game files by a couple of data miners as well, and they actually showed a comparison of how big this thing is. As next to a destroyer, it's actually not as tiny as you would think, so it looks like we're going to be getting a little bit of help in the near future to deal with these things. So it seems like space battles are getting closer and closer, especially with all the new flying vehicles being brought in. Not to mention other types of missions, such as an extraction one, which Iron Sight showed here, actually talks about the Colony rover, which has been data mined for a while. We know that they were moved over to the dev build, but it looks like it's going to be an evacuate civilians mission, very similar to the ones where we go ahead and get them on the shuttles or on the doors on the bases, but instead we're going to transport them from. Now, along with the orbital cannons, there's also war crimes being committed by the automatons. Once again, coming from asunder in the data mine files, it seems that the automatons are processing large quantities of organic polynucleotides at a facility which they use to construct their nanoscale body armor. Liberate these assets and we can use it to protect defenders of democracy instead of heartless metallic killers. Right below that is actually the hive breaker drill objective, which we've already seen. That one's already in the game, but I don't believe the polynucleotides is yet in the game, along with the atmospheric neurotoxin gas. I could be wrong once again, but it is interesting to see more stuff come into the game with mission types like that. The one I'm very excited for is one actually about Illuminate research, which will be an upcoming mission type in the near future, where an extremely high value shipment of iridium crystals liberated at heavy cost from the Illuminate research facility at Blacker Mesa needs to be safely recovered to friendly territory. So we go in, we extract, we take something out, but that's not the only thing. It looks like we're going to actually be extracting the Illuminate themselves, as there is also game files for a proto-Illuminate VIP where we have to make sure it gets onto the shuttle home. Once again, it'd be interesting to see the Colony rover come to the game where we have to transport it. There's a black box of experimental lightship Helvita that has been located on a glacier after the ship disappeared into hyperspace. The box contains invaluable data that could allow our scientists to crack the hyperdrive technology, potentially allowing jump-capable nuclear warheads. Once again, we are getting a ton of weapons of mass destruction with these mission types, and I can't wait to see all the carnage that we are able to unleash, once again, in democracy's name. But that's not all Helldivers, because according to some stuff found in the files by Iron Sights, it's going to get even crazier with the vehicles we'll be seeing in the future. There is a player camera variables for flying vehicles. That is correct. Flying vehicles look like they're on the way, some form or another. I actually reached out to Iron Sights and he was nice enough to explain vehicles, or at least the flying ones, and what we knew so far. They have their own unique camera controls, he let me know, and it's kind of like how when you enter a mech, the camera perspective changes from the default, and that means that we may be able to use flying vehicles at some point as they have unique camera values. This is actually pretty interesting. We've known of a couple other vehicles so far, such as the Colony rover, which is a vehicle that's been data mined that may be possibly driven by players. It is unknown whether it is a stratagem or if it spawns on missions, and as it points out in this post right here, we're not even sure if it's drivable yet. There's also a heavy and a light recon vehicle. Now, it's very obvious that we have the light recon vehicle. It's the FRV that we currently have as a stratagem in game, so we do know now that the developers are currently able to go ahead and add, well, cars to the game, and it won't break the physics engine. That likely means that the APC, the heavier, tankier one that has kind of a mounted rocket, is very near in the future. That Colony rover is very likely, and flying vehicles are definitely not out of the question now that they seem to have gotten a lot of the engine to work with it. That being said, I'll go ahead and play some gameplay of the heavy APC tank, which looks like it'll be an absolute juggernaut. There might be some FRV mixed in here as well, just because build that use them both, so just be aware that if you see the FRV, that's normal, and then the other one will be the APC.
Heavy, east, 50 meters. Tagging location, northwest. Cancel that. Never mind. You will never destroy our way of life!
Let me know down below, do you think flying vehicles would be a good addition to the game? Do you think that they could be really fun? Or do you think that we should just stay on land-based or with, our FRV? Also, don't forget to check out this video and this video right here where I cover more Helldivers 2 news on the daily. And until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Keep spreading managed democracy.